Hello and welcome to Math 4 or Math 5 at YVCC. My name is Lori Kunkler, and on the Yakima campus I teach these classes. Some of the grading policies that I talk about in this recording, you need to check with your specific instructor. This video will show you how to log on to WAMAP and how to navigate through WAMAP for turning in your assignments, quizzes, and tests. So the first thing that I want you to notice is that this document should either have been given to you by your instructor or it is available on Canvas for your math class. You can download it and print it, or you can just have it on the screen. It has all the steps that we're going to go through here on how to navigate through WAMAP. So if you want to take a look at it at a later time, you do have that print version. But for right now, we're going to just do the top part here and actually get into WAMAP. And then I'm going to show you actually navigate through WAMAP to show you how it operates. So the first thing I want you to do is to bring up any browser. You'll see that I'm going to bring up Google. And we're going to go to this web address right here, www.wamap.org. Make sure that you go to the .org and not the .com. Your username is going to be your student ID number. And for logging on for the first time, your password will actually be password with no spaces and no capital letters. So I'm going to change over now to my browser, and I'm going to log into WAMAP and walk through some of these things that you need to know how to do on WAMAP. So here I am at Google. What I want to do is go up into the address bar. Instead of being at google.com, I want to be at www.wamap.org. Again, make sure you're at .org and not .com. This is the home page that you will go to. Your account has already been set up for you, so do not register as a new student. Your username is going to be your student ID number. Usually starts with 865. And then you're going to go down to password. And this first time you log in, your password is going to be password with no capital letters and no spaces. If you ever want to check and see if you typed it correctly, you can go to this icon at the right-hand side and click and hold it down, and it will show you exactly what you typed. As soon as you release it, it will go back to the black dots so no one can see your password. Once you've done that, go ahead and hit log in. Do not save your name and password because you will be on public computers most of the time. If you're using your own personal computer, of course, you can have it save it for you. Notice it shows that I'm enrolled in a Math 4 for winter of 2016. The next thing I want you to do is to go up here by your name in the upper right-hand corner and click on this little wheel here, because we're going to allow you to change your password to something that you will remember, as well as I want you to provide a valid email address. Sometimes it's more efficient for me to contact you through email rather than trying to reach you through Canvas or WAMAP. So let's click on this cog here and see what it brings up. It does bring up your user profile. Your name is already in there. Here's where I want you to change password. You're going to click on that box and it opens up and asks you to enter your old password, which is password, P-A-S-S-W-O-R-D. Yes, I typed it correctly, no capitals, no spaces. Then you get to choose what you want your new password to be. And I don't need to know it, just whatever you'll remember. Then again, they're going to ask you to verify and see if you can type it again exactly the same way. And here's where I would like you to enter a valid email address. I'm going to use my YVCC email address. Once you have all of that done, you can leave everything else the same. And you're going to scroll to the bottom and update info. Click Done, and we're back to the home page. If you would like to pause the video here and make sure that you've changed your password and entered a valid email address, you may do so at this time. Now that you've changed your password and entered a valid email address, let's go ahead and enter the course and see what it looks like. When you click on your math course, you're going to see some blocks over here that we will talk about in a little bit. I want to focus your attention on the menu at the left-hand side of the screen. This has items that you might find useful. The first one here is Messages. I want everybody to click on Messages, and you're going to send me a test message. So once you open Messages, you're going to see Send New Message. Click on that. Now you're going to, first thing you need to do is select a recipient, which is your instructor. The subject, test message, and then type just a little test message down in the text box here. This is a test message. Once you have it looking like you want, you can send message. That sends a message to your instructor, which is me in this case, or whoever your instructor is for the quarter. And then you can come back here and you can click on your math class, which will take you to the home page for that class again. When you log on to WAMAP, check right next to this message area. It will have in red the word new, and in parentheses how many new messages you have. So if I would reply to your message, it will show up here that you have a message to read. So when you log on, always check to see if you have any messages to read from your instructor. The other thing that you will find useful is the gradebook. Now my gradebook may be set up differently than the gradebook for your instructor's classes. For my classes, for Math 4, here are the homework assignments are all together because they're, in my class, homework is 15% of your grade. Quizzes are 35% of your grade. Tests are 45% of your grade. And the addition timed tests are 5% of your grade. So notice at the bottom for my classes, your instructors may look different. 15% is homework, 35% is quizzes, 45% is timed tests, and 5% is your timed skills test, which I would encourage you to do every school day. They are set up to open during that day only. So make sure that sometime from about 8 a.m. till about 10 p.m. you log in and you do each of those 4 timed tests every day. It will increase the fluency of your basic facts. And that includes, for my students, both Math 4 students and Math 5 students will need to be doing that. Let's click here and go back to the home page again. Here is where you'll find the skill time tests. And I'm going to click on this arrow and that will open up the folder for me. Notice that these 4 here say that these are not for credit. This is the skills test review. You can practice these 24/7 the whole quarter long. And they look exactly like the daily skills tests, but they are just practice for you. This is good for you. It's good for any children you have in the home that need to practice these too. And if you click on it, it will tell, this is not for credit, and when you're doing it for credit, it will tell you how much time you have left on the test. So what you're going to do is you're going to click in the answer box and type in the answer. I choose to tab twice will get me to the next answer box. I find that more efficient than scrolling and clicking. And you're going to go all the way through and answer these questions to the best of your ability. For the addition and multiplication, you have 1:45 minutes. For subtraction and division, I believe you have 2 minutes. Something like that. When you click on it, it will tell you how much time that you have. If you run out of time, it will submit the answers that you already have. And this is just a good way to practice daily your basic facts. And that fluency is going to help you in all your math classes. I'm going to go to the scroll to the bottom here and submit my answers. And it's going to tell me that I haven't finished. It shows me here which ones I got correct and which ones I got wrong. So I got 18 out of 25. This is just a review, so it's not going to record anywhere. It reminds you that this is a practice assessment. If you want to practice again, you can ask it to create a new version. So you can practice as many times as you want in a day, but your ones that are actually graded, you're allowed one time through each for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So now I'm going to go back to the home page. I'm going to say I've done my skills tests for the days, and those do not need to be done during class. I usually lecture during class and give you time to work on your homework if there is time at the end of class. For Math 4, you're going to be on this yellow bar, beginning math lessons 2, 3, 4, 5, and 12. If you're in your first quarter of Math 5 and beyond, you're either going to be in the beginning math or the beginning algebra. I'm going to do the Math 4 beginning math lessons 2, 3, 4, 5, and 12. So this lesson 2, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. That's where we'll start with an introduction to fractions. You'll notice that up here is the mini lesson. This is what you get handed in class. If you lose it or need another one, this is where you can go and print another one, or you can get another one from class. This is where you're going to take notes from lectures, or if you're watching the videos, you can take notes on there. This is where you're going to find the video links. And you'll notice on your mini lesson that there's like a starburst next to examples. That means that there is a link to that example video that will explain that example, and you can find it right here. I want to go ahead and hop right into homework and kind of show you what that looks like. Notice that there's no time limit on the assignment, but in Math 4 you do have to get through all 5 lessons to get your grade at the end of the quarter. Any lessons that you don't finish all the way through the test will deduct 10% from your grade that it shows on at the bottom of your grade book there. So homework is you will have to complete it 80% or better before a quiz will show up. Notice that there's not a quiz here, but when I finish 80% or more of my homework, a lesson 2 quiz will show up. That lesson 2 quiz you can take anywhere, anytime, and you have to get 80% or better on that quiz before you can come and ask me to take the test for this lesson. If you want more pencil and paper practice, you can print off these practice problems. They are included in your packet. The nice thing right here is that there is a link to the written solutions for the practice problems that are in this practice packet that you get when you come to class. Let's take a look at the homework though and see what that looks like. There's 200 points in the homework. Notice up here it says again, at least 80% of the problems need to be correct before you can take the lesson quiz. That lesson quiz will not appear until you get 80% or more of the problems correct. Here we have 40 problems and they're 5 points each. This is the homework that you're going to work through after listening to lectures or watching the videos online. So let's say I wanted to work, I've done part of this, I'm now ready to work on question 11. You do not need to do these questions in order. You can click on any one that you want. This one is asking me to write the mixed number 5 1/2 as an improper fraction. And I understand that some of you have not gotten to this lesson yet. You may not know what it's asking, but you'll get there. Some of the problems, not all of them, will have a click to watch an example worked. May not be this particular example, but will be an example to show you how to do this type of problem. This question is worth 5 points, and you have 2 attempts to get it correct before it will show you the correct answer. If you ever get stuck, you can also message me about this specific question. Please use this button here if you're asking about a particular question. If you send me a general message, then I have to try and go and find the problem you're working on. This button sends this specific problem to me so I can reply to this question when I reply back to you. So let's see how this works. If I'm going to change a mixed number to an improper fraction, I multiply the denominator times the whole number, and then I add the numerator. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. And I put 11 over the denominator of 2. And to show that division bar, I use the /, and then I put 2 as the denominator. Over here to the right, there is a preview button. Once you have typed an answer in, you can hit the preview button, and it will show you what your answer is going to look like to the computer. If that's how you want it to look, then you can hit submit. Once you hit submit, notice it tells you got 5 points out of 5 points. Notice over here on the listing of problems, you've got 5 points out of 5 points and a green check that tells you that this problem, you've gotten all of the points for that problem. If this is a type of problem that you would like extra work on, you can always hit this try another similar question. It will regenerate a new question so that you can get practice. 7 times 7 is 49. 49 plus 6 is 55. So I'm going to, it's 55 over 7, but I'm going to intentionally get it wrong the first time. Yes, that's how I want it to look. I'm going to submit it. It says, well, on this last attempt, you didn't get it right. I have another attempt that I can do. So maybe I think it's 54 out of 7. And I submit. And it tells me for this attempt, I'm still 0 points out of 5. It shows me what the correct answer should have been, which was 55 out of 7. But notice over here in the grade book, I did not lose any points just because I was reviewing. So if there are some problems that are hard for you, please remember to try similar questions to practice them. You will not lose points for practicing. Once you get it wrong, you can have it generate another similar question to try, and you're good to go. 60 plus 1, that would be 61 over 3. Yes, that's how I want it to look. In fractions, I usually do this so I can see how the computer is interpreting my fraction. Submit, and that time I got it correct. Then I can click any question I would like to do next. Question 12. And look at it's another one, changing a mixed number to an improper fraction. If I'm not sure how I want to do it, I'm going to message instructor about this question. It sends me to the messaging. I'm going to select my instructor to send it to. It tells your instructor which question that you're working on in which assignment. And notice right here, it shows me the problem that you're working on. And you can send me a message up here. I don't understand how you find the new numerator, whatever your question is about this problem. And then you're going to send that message to your instructor. When I'm able, I will look at those and send you a message back. So please remember to check for responses to your messages up here on the left-hand side of your screen on messages. So that should get you started. If you have any more questions, please talk to your instructor. Also, please remember that when you are done on the computers at school, please remember to log out so that the next person coming along is not working on your homework for you. As nice as that may be, they may not be able to do it for you. So thank you for listening to this, and we will talk to you in class.